So good day, Sir Turner. We're Group 3 from the Quantity Surveying course, and today we will be presenting our bill of quantities estimate for the building that we have acquired. So you can see here that the building that we have chosen is a one-story duplex. So the the title of this project is a proposed single attached bungalow house model for a housing um, with the project title Balay Farmers Housing Program Project, owned by the Department of Agrarian Reform, or DAR. So a little background on how we acquired this plan is that my mom has a friend connections of people who made this bill of quantities, because we do own a hardware and a painting store. So I asked my mom about this and said that we were given this. My mom's job is to like find contractors for this project, and since we do have a hardware and paint store, we are capable of um, providing the materials needed necessary. But please take into account that this was done by a person from Manila 2 years ago, and when I consulted with my mom, she said that the prices then, the materials used back then, are most likely different from now, since maybe the materials have increased or cost more. So as you can see here, for the floor plan, let me zoom. It's total for the both houses already. Its total dimensions would be 6 meters by 12 meters. So it's a relatively small house, because a single house unit would just be 6 by 6, and it becomes 6 by 12 if it's the duplex or two versions of the house. So this is the plans that I've acquired. So we have the architectural plan here, the floor plan, schedule of doors and windows. We have the plumbing layout, detail of catch basin, detail of the septic vault, detail of the footings and columns, detail of the rafter type steel truss, detail of the roof beam, roof framing plan, and the schedule of load and computation, the electrical power layout, the electrical lighting layout, the schematic riser diagram, and lastly we have the site development plan. So this, from the plans alone, it's many details are provided, so we can able to start the cost estimate. So moving to our Excel file, with the first sheet that you will see, sir, it's titled Bill of Quantities as a whole. So I have put a note here that states, in the plans provided, we will be using the basis or quantity for all the 184 houses at 400,000 per house built, rather than the individual houses alone, as it was also the basis for the master schedule. So the bill of quantities that we will show you will be the pricing for, I think, one duplex unit, but in the master schedule it will be the number of total houses that are planned to be built. So in the first sheet you will see the total of 73,599,999 pesos, 0.81 pesos, or roughly around 73,600 million for the cost of building the 184 houses instead of just the one. So let me start by explaining my part. So item number 1 is called, for the materials used is layout and butterboards. So the materials used will be cocoa lumber 2 inches by 3 inches by 10 inches, assorted CWN 4 and 5 inches, 2.5 common wire nails, nylon rope, and rubber coated gloves. So here is the quantity that here is a quantity that was estimated and some were provided with the plans as I asked about my mom, and I also asked where the possible hardwares that were used. They couldn't remember it, so we just went with basing from Wilcon, City Hardware, CDO Hardware, and some of the materials our own hardware, and we also have a other we have also other friends or acquaintances that also own hardware that we can also use basis for the unit price. So you can see here we have the quantity, its units, its unit price, and its cost. So the formula is simple, it's just unit price times the quantity needed, which will then give us the total cost. For item number 1, for the labor and manpower, we have foreman, carpenter, and laborer. So, for this part, this is relatively a small task, so it would require less people. And for the rate, it's also estimated or assumed, and number of days would be just one for each since it's an easy task. Then for the equipment and power tools needed, it's just simple. For item number 1, we have the safety shoes for all the manpower and a bull hammer. Next would be item number 2 for materials, which is the excavation of footings and zocalo. So the materials is the material needed will just be the rubber coated gloves. There will be 4 quantities and for 40 pesos each, which would then yield 160 pesos. And for its labor and manpower, all needed was the foreman and the laborer, which is a total of 2,500 and 6,400. And lastly, for the equipment needed, it is a crowbar and a shovel, which is 2 pieces each, and the number of days that this will be used was 92 days, which will give us 184 and pesos for both. And for item number 3, we have the concrete pouring of footing, complete with matting rebars and column rebars with stirrup sections. So this is where the parts of the constructions do begin. So we have the 12mm diameter steel bars for columns and footings, 12mm diameter steel bars for main columns and stiffener columns, 9mm diameter steel bars for column stirrups, gasoline fuel, tie wire, 40 kg cement. For this, it was not specified if it's what class, so we assume that it's maybe class A, or yeah, just an assumption. Sand, gravel, 3/4 gravel, hacksaw blade, cut-off wheel blade 10 inches diameter, cocoa lumber 2x3x10 for the scaffoldings, and assorted CW 4 and 5 inches. So again, for the materials, we based off from the hardwares that I've listed earlier. So we have for number of pieces for steel bars would be 21 and 28. 9mm diameter steel bars would be 30, and gasoline fuel 2 liters, tie wire 8 kilograms. For cement would be 11 bags for 40 kilograms. Sand would be 0.60 cubic meter. For the 3/4 gravel would be 1.20 cubic meter. For the hacksaw blade, a total of 3 pieces. The cut-off wheel would be a total of 1 piece, and the cocoa lumber would be 51 pieces. So multiplying it by the unit price we found for the estimate, which will then give us these values here. So for the labor or manpower, it is needed of foreman, a mason or steelman, and the laborer. So the foreman at least 1, for the mason or steelman 2, and for the laborer 4. And this job would take for about 6 days. Then for the equipment and power tools, we have a cut-off wheel rentals for 4 days and 1 year lifespan of equipment. Concrete bagger mixer rental, just that too. So it's for the mixer of the concrete and the transport of the concrete. So a quantity of one each, and the number of days that will be used, and its total cost. So now I'm going to explain the master schedule for items 1, 2, and 3. So this quantity that would be seen right here comes from the bill of quantities as a whole sheet, meaning the estimate for the entire duplex houses that will be planned to build, not just a single house. So for the item number 1, layout and boards, it would roughly and by the way, the duration of this project was estimated at 6 months. No date was specified though. So for the item number 1, layout and boards, it's estimated to be 4 weeks or 1 month roughly. For the excavation of footings and zocalo, it was estimated at 1 month and 1 week. So a total of 5 weeks. Next would be concrete pouring of footing, complete with matting rebars and column rebars with stirrups erection. So this item number 3 would last for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks or around 2 months. So I guess that would be all for my part. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Delcanic Cesar, and for this project, my contribution for the bill of quantities and or estimates kay ang item number 4 and item number 5, as you can see here. So ang item number 4 is the concrete pouring of the column wall with reinforcing bars and concrete pouring on portions of all columns. So una-una, muna atong mga materials gigamit. So 9 mm diameter steel bars for Zocalo continue bars, 9 mm diameter steel bars for Zocalo C-stirrups, tas naapod tay 9 mm diameter steel bars as provision vertical dowel for CHB reinforcement bars. And napod tay tie wire, cement, sand, gravel, tas 4 inches cutting disc for wood. So for this item, kailangan nato siya og laborers. So here is ang laborers kailangan for this job. So as you can see here, natay one foreman nya duha din ka mason or steelman tas upat din ka laborers. So mo na ilang rate 500 to 420 320 tas mo din nilang total. Kay kani din siya is the number of days nga magtrabaho sila. So after ana kailangan ni nato apilon og estimate ang ilahang equipment na needed for those jobs. So here ato ang kailangan sa item number 4 kailangan nato og saw equipment for rentals for 2 days, grinder at 1 year lifespan. And napod tay concrete bagger mixer equipment rentals for 1 day at a lifespan of 1 year of equipment. Sorry. Tas isa-isa na pud ka buok ani for this item, and dara ang prices niya and iyang total cost. So next item, okay. Installation of 4 inches CHB parameters, partitions, and firewalls with complete vertical and horizontal bars, including lintel beams and headers. So mga materials kailangan nato is 4 inches CHB, 9 mm diameter steel bar for CHB filling and lintel beam header, Portland cement for CHB mortaring and laying, washed and screened sand, rubber coated gloves og gauge 16 tire wire unya 4 inches cutting disc tas assorted CWN 4 and 5 inches unya 2 by 3 by 10 coco lumber for scaffolding and headers. So sunod din is ang labor na needed para anang trabaho, which is kaning number 5, which is ang kailangan lang nato is saw equipment rentals for 6 days at 6 days grinder at 1 year lifespan. So mao lang na siya sa kabuo tong kailangan ana. Tas for for sa labor pod ana is kailangan nato og one foreman, duha ka mason or steelman, tas upat ka laborers, and isa din ka electrician for electrical conduit installation. Muna ilang rates, muna pila ka days sila magtrabaho, and muna ilang total cost. Same with item number 4 and item number 5, muna ilang quantities, gi-multiply din sa ilang prices here, and makuha din nato ilang total cost. So ang pagbuhat nako sa prices ani is gikan na ni siya sa hardwares in El Salvador and in CDO. That would be the first part. So kailangan ako explain din ang master schedule. So for the master schedule, nagsugod ang trabaho sa second week for the concrete pouring padulong to second week of the first month to the second week of the second month. Tas for the installation of 4 CHBs kay second week kaya pa nagsugod, padulong din siya sa second week sa fourth nga month. I think reasonable na siyang time para mabuhat na siya nga trabaho. And that is all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. So in this portion of the video, we are going to discuss about the sections 6 to 8 of the duplex structure that we had estimated. So for section 6, it includes the concrete pouring of columns and stiffener columns, which includes fabrication and installation of formwork, scaffolding, and strutting. It also includes a portion of the equipment here, the labor as well as the equipment here. Same with section 8. So for section 6, it includes plywood, cocoa lumber, 4 inches diameter cutting discs for wood, Portland cement, 3/4 gravel rather, fine wash sand, and then gauge 16 tie wire. So similar to the discussion in class, the thickness of the column is given here. So in the detail of F1C1, as well as wall footing columns and other details. So primarily we are going to use F1C1. So since the thickness of the column is given and its overall dimensions as well, so we can then estimate the number of plywoods used. So by utilizing the thickness of the footing and then its width and length respectively, we are then able to acquire its area. So by dividing that area with the area of the effective area of the plywood, as well as some extensions to it, because we need those development lengths in order for us to nail the formworks together. So with that in mind, we were able to estimate the number of plywood here in section 6, which is 4 sheets for the entire structure. So yeah, same with the cocoa lumber, we assume that a portion of the corners or the sides, the edges of the footing would utilize a number of cocoa lumber in order for it to be secured, and then vertical cocoa lumbers here that connect the 2 plywoods. So with that, we came up with a value of 55 lengths of 2x3x8 cocoa lumber. And then for the cutting disc, it was how much it was estimated with the degree of what you call this, the degree of decay or wear and tear that the cocoa lumber would, and also the plywood would use. So after that, we then identify the number of Portland bags needed, because in order for us to first and foremost, we had acquired the volume of the footing with the given dimensions, and then after which we divided it by a class A, if I'm not mistaken, class A Portland cement with specific ratios, and then that goes it goes the same with the 3/4 gravel and as well as the fine wash sand. So with this in mind, I assume that the entire footing is approximately 14 cubic meters. And then for the gauge 16 tie wire, I know it can be seen here, the number of tie wire and the number of stirrups or ties given. So with that in mind, and the cross section, and then the cross sectional cut on the top, and even the uh, footing reinforcement with the number of intersections, we were then able to acquire a value of 6 kilos of tie wire, considering that per intersection there is 0.3 a 0.3 meters length of tie wire. So after that, we then proceed to section 8, installation of long span collar roofing complete with roof framing structure. So this includes C-purlins, 9 mm corrugated bars for X bracings, long span collar roof, prefabricated fascia cover, flushing, red lead paint, tech screw, blind rivets, 4 inches diameter cutting disc, and the 1/8 diameter metal drill bit and metal scissors. So again, going back here, we have the dimensions for the roof framing plan, the detail rafter truss, the detailed beam, but that's neither here or there. And then, yeah, with that in mind, the dimensions were identified and then were used to calculate for the estimate of materials needed. So with that in mind, we were able to. So here's the truss, the purlins, and then details of it. So after which, primarily in this case, the C-purlins were just the C-purlin lengths were just identified and then divided by 6, depending on what type of C-purlin was used. The X bracings were in another plan. I just can't find it as of the moment. Here it is. So for this is like the second floor roof beam plan. So this is it. This is the cross bracing that was discussed earlier. And then after that, we then utilize the entire roof, assuming that we just used the dimensions for the collar roof, and then used in a similar fashion how we normally calculate for the estimate of a roofing with galvanized steel. And then after that, the red paint with the total area of the roof, and then the blind rivets has been discussed in the book on how to calculate for the blind rivets. I forgot the specific spacing, but then with every intersection again, we utilized a blind rivet more or less, and then a cutting disc for metal as well as metal scissors to cut for the flushing and other materials, and then a metal drill bit in order for it to be in order for the rivets to be secured completely in the entire roof. So in continuation to my section of the report, I'm gonna continue to discuss regarding the equipment, power tools, and hand tools purchases for sections 6 and 8. So considering that it is only for it mainly revolves around pouring of concrete, it is knowledgeable that it is understandable that only one type of equipment is commonly used in this scenario. So for both sections 6 and 8, only concrete bagger mixer equipment rentals, but for different days. For the column or the concrete pouring for columns, equipment rentals is for 2 days, and for the plastering, it's approximately 7 days. And then regarding the master schedule for sections 6 and 8, here is the diagram for that. So it took about for the section 6, it took about approximately 7 weeks to accomplish, and then for section 8, it took approximately 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 days or 2 weeks to accomplish. Wait, not 2 weeks. That was section 9. My apologies. So it took approximately 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 days to accomplish for section 8. So with that in mind, that concludes my part of the report. Thank you, and I'll pass it on to the next reporter.
Okay, so good day, everyone. I am Daniel Wall from Group 3. Today, we're going to dive into the process of estimating materials and calculating the bill of quantities for our duplex project. So as my group mates have discussed the different segments of construction in this project, I'm going to dive into the sections to be mentioned, which is the item 9 and 10. So for the item 9 and 10, let's go to the item 9. We can see here the installation of long span collar roofing complete with roof framing structure. So before we start in calculating the estimates for each materials listed, I'm going to show you how we arrived in these estimates. So we'll break down each item, its quantity, unit price, and total cost. So let's go back here. We have our template. Let's go back again. We have our quantity, unit price, and its total cost for each material. So let's go back to the item number 9. Okay, here. For example, okay, so for the item number 9, by multiplying the quantity by the unit price, we get the total cost. So this method ensures that we account for every single piece of material needed, avoiding unexpected delays or unexpected cost. So for example, we have in item number 9, we have our item 9.01. We have 2 by 4 inches zipper lines of 1 millimeter thick. We need 6 lines of this, priced at 509 per line. So we get a total cost of 3,054. So next item, we have 2 by 3 inches zipper lines of 1 millimeter thick. We need 24 lengths of this. So this is priced at 432 per length. So we get a total cost of 10,368 pesos. So with this two examples, we apply this calculation method across all items to get a comprehensive bill of quantities. So let's continue with item number 3 in item 9. We need 9 millimeter diameter ordinary corrugated bars for X bracing. So I'd like to indicate this ORDCOR. It means that ordinary corrugated bars. So we have different functions for this. We have a it will be used in for the X bracings, the sagrad, and zigzag reinforcement on rafter. So again, let's go back here. 9 millimeter diameter ordinary corrugated bars for X bracings. We need 7 lines of these, priced at 143 pesos. And then I'd like to indicate that these 3 ordinary bars are priced the same price, so 143 pesos each. So for X bracings, we need 7 lengths of these. For sagrad, we have 6 lengths. And then for zigzag reinforcement on rafter, we have 12 lengths. So we calculate this by multiplying the unit price 7 times 143, 1,001 pesos. And then to be continued, 858, 1,716. So for the next item, long span color roof, 0.30 millimeter thick or 7.42 meters length. So we need 14 sheets of this. So we have our 265 peso price per sheet, and then we get the total cost of 3,710 with this quantity of sheets. So next item, prefabricated fascia cover. It cost 265 pesos per length. And then we needed 18 lengths, so we get the total cost of 4,770. And then next, for prefabricated fascia flushing, we have the same price per length, but with this we need only 7 lengths for this material. So we get a total cost of 1,855. And then the next is tech screw 2.5 inches. So we need 672 pieces. And then we calculate this by the unit price of 2.5. We get the total cost of 1,680 pesos. And blind rivets 1/2 by 1/8 inch. We need 1/2 box for the unit price of 315 each box. So we get 157.5 pesos. And then next item, we have our 4 inches diameter cutting disc for metal. So we needed this for cutting metal. 2 pieces of 68 pesos. We get 136 pesos for this material. And then 1/8 diameter metal drill bit. We also need this, so this will be utilized for 4 pieces at 86 pesos each piece. So we get the total cost of 344 pesos. And then the last, for the item number 9, we need the metal scissor, and we only need 1 unit. So it is priced at 210 pesos each. So we get 210 pesos only. So for item number 9, we also have I will be discussing also the labor and manpower. So we'll go to item number 9. Where is the item? Okay, so for item number 9, we need we need 1 foreman. This is the quantity. Let's go back here to the template. Excuse me. So for the labor manpower, we have our quantity, its rate, and then number of days, and we get the total cost. So let's go back to the item number 9. For installation of long span color roofing, complete with roof framing structure, we need 1 foreman. And then 1 foreman costs 500 pesos. And then times 5. So we get 2,000, we need 2,500 budget for this. And then next, we need tinsmith or welder. So we need 2 of them. So priced at 420, and then times 5 is we get 4,200 pesos for the tinsmith or welder. And then next is the laborer. We need 2 of them. So priced at 320 times 5, 3,200 in total. So we are done with item number 9, labor and manpower. So I'm going to discuss about the equipment or power tools and hand tools purchases and rentals. So for item number 9, we only need 3 equipments. So first is the welding machine equipment rentals for 6 days, or the grinder at 1 year lifespan. So we need 2 of this. Let's go back to the template. For the equipment and tools, we need the quantity, the rate, number of days, and the total cost. So let's continue. So for item number 9, we need welding machine equipment. So we need 2 units for 200 days. So for 2 units and 200 days, we need 400 peso budget. And cutting and grinding equipment rentals for 6 days or grinder at 1 year lifespan, we only need 1 unit and we only need it for 116.67 days. So it's the total cost of this is the same as its days. So let's go back. For the last equipment, we need electric drill equipment rentals for 2 days. So we need 1 unit priced at 38.89. 38.89. And then we only need 38.89 peso budget. So we're done with the equipments, labor, and the materials. So let's move on to the item number 10. Item number 10 are the installation of cement fiberboard ceilings, complete metal flooring, joists, and hangers. So let's continue as we dive into the estimates for this item number 10. We also use the same method as we discussed in the previous item. So for the first one, we have a metal wall angle. We need 8 lengths of this, priced at 47 pesos each. And then we get a total cost of 376. So 2 inches metal runner, 8 lengths for 120 pesos. And then we get a total amount of 960 pesos. So 2 inches metal flooring, double ceiling joist. We need 6 lengths at 120 peso. So totaling 7,200 pesos. And next, 1 each metal flooring single for hanger. We need 8 lengths for 76 pesos, totaling the amount of 608 pesos. And then next item, 3.2 millimeter thick fiber cement board, Gardner brand. We need 35 or 36 sheets in estimate. Let's round it up. So we need 36 sheets of 320 peso price each. So we need 11,518.49. So this material will be the highest amount of cost, the cost for this item number 10, amounting to 11,518. So we'll continue. The 1/8 metal drill bit. We need 4 pieces of them, priced at 86 pesos, amounting to 344. Then 1/8 34 3/4 blind rabbits, 1 box at 420 per box. So we only need 420 pesos. And then for the last material, we need 4 inches diamond cutting disc. We need 4 pieces of them, priced at 78 peso each. So we need 312 pesos. So for this item number 10, we discussed all the materials needed for this installation of cement fiber board. So let's move on to the labor and manpower for the installation of cement fiber board. So we need, of course, we need a foreman. We only need 1, so to be priced at 500 peso each. And then 4 days, so amounting to 2,000 peso. And then next, we need tinsmith or furring installer. So we need 4 of them. So priced at 420 each installer. So times 4 is equal to 6,720 pesos. And then next, laborer. We need 4 of them. So priced at 320. And then we need them for 4 days. So we get the total cost of 5,120. And for the last one, I'm going to discuss about the equipment and power tools to be used in this item. This item or installation of cement board, complete furring joists and hangers. So for our equipments, we need the grinding and cutting equipment rentals for 4 days. So we have our manpower earlier, so this is the equipment to be used. So we need only 1 unit, and then we will need it for 77 or 78 days. So in total, we only cost it for 77 or 78 peso. And then for the second equipment, we need electric drill equipment for 4 days at lifespan of 1 year. So we need 1 unit, and then for 77.78, so we need 77.78 pesos. So that's it for the estimates of item number 9, which is the installation of long span color roofing with complete with roofing framing structure. And then item number 10, installation of cement fiber board ceilings for complete metal furring joists and hangers. So to ensure the accuracy of our estimates, we source our materials from reputable sources, our suppliers, such as Wilcon, CDO Hardware, and City Hardware. So these suppliers provide competitive prices and, of course, quality materials or quality products, which are crucial for the success of this project. So that's all for the item number 9 and 10. So for our item number 9, I'm going to discuss in this part the master schedule for item number 9, which is the roof framing and roofing works. So for the total for the quantity of 9,352.17, we will start the work on the 4th week of the first month. So 4th week of the first month until the 2nd month, and then the 3rd month, and then we end at the 2nd week of the 5th month. So that's it for our item number 9. Again, we will start at the 4th week of the first month and the 2nd week of the 5th month. So we'll proceed to the item number 10, installation of cement fiberboard ceilings, complete metal furring joists and hangers. So for the total of 8,999 quantity, we will start the work on the 3rd week of the 3rd month, and then end by the 3rd week of the 5th month. So that's it for the work on the master schedule of item 9 and item number 10.
Hello, good day. I am Antoinette Charmaine S. Ugat, and for this part of the video, I will be explaining the estimates on my part for item number 11 to 13, which are 11 is paintings of ceilings and wallings, 12 is doors and windows, 13 is electrical installations, so wiring and the lightings. So for this bill of quantities, we will be estimating on the materials, the labor or manpower, and the equipment or power tools and hand tools purchases. So let's start for 11 is the paintings of ceilings and wallings. So under this item number, there are 7 materials. So this list is I based it on past projects that are needed or materials that are needed for the paintings of ceilings and wallings. So namely the skim coat, latex paint, white for ceiling and latex colored, sandpaper, roller brush, and paint brushes, and roller handle. So for the pricing, the source for our pricing is local hardwares in the city or in El Salvador City. So Cagayan de Oro or El Salvador City. And to get the total price for each material is we of course listed on the quantity multiplied by the unit price. So for each bag, each gallon, each page, there is a unit price, and the quantity multiplied by the quantity is the total amount or price for that certain material. So to get the quantity for paintings, for latex paint, is we used the given plans. So for latex paints, we are going to estimate that in 1 gallon of latex paint is ratioed to 35 or 40 square meters, 35 for the exterior and 40 for the interior. So we got the area of each wall and ceiling and multiplied it to that ratio. So 1 gallon over 35. And so we got the numbers here for the paint. 3 gallons and 11 gallons. Multiplied to the unit price per gallon is 550 or 560. And from what we have inferred, or the details or information when we got the plan, is that this duplex or the prices may have varied changes according to different hardwares. So just a disclaimer. So next, for paintings of ceilings and wallings in the manpower section, so we only have here, we listed foreman, painter, and laborer, and here is also their estimated unit or total price or budget. And for the equipment, for the paintings of ceilings and wallings, there are no required equipment, as well as for the doors and windows and the installation, because mainly the materials the materials needed is already listed here under the materials, and not necessarily equipments or hand tools purchased. So for the doors and windows, we listed here the panel door, flush door, the poly door, or the different types of doors for the duplex. So if you look at the plans, there are different types of doors, and as well as in the interior doors, and we listed it down to get this list. So the panel door, the flush door, the poly door, and with door jump. And we listed the quantity and got the price per unit. So here are the prices per unit. And for the windows, mostly only in the duplex, based from the plans, are sliding glass windows. So here is the price per unit. So we listed that there is already aluminum sliding glass with complete locking mechanisms, as well as their dimensions. So it's 1.2 by 1.2 meters. And its price is 5,000 per unit, 5,300 per unit. And we also counted that, we listed it, the quantity. Overall, we have 12 units of this sliding glass windows. as well as we listed the hinges for the entrance door, for the flush exit doors, and bedroom doors, so the interior doors, and the paint for the doors and windows. So we only estimated 1 gallon per primer white paint and the colored paint. So here is the pricing as well. And for the manpower for doors and windows, still there is a foreman and the finishing carpenter or door installer, aluminum glass installer for the windows, and the laborer. And the same with the paintings of ceilings and wallings. There are no required equipment for doors and windows. So we move on to number 13, which is the electrical installations. Here we have quite a lot, so 18 materials. So the conduits, wiring, boxes, fixtures, and lightings. I based this on the plans for the electrical plans for the duplex. So in the electrical plans, we can see the symbols for the electrical aspect. So there are lighting here, and we listed that and counted the quantity. For example, for the lighting switch and the light bulb. So as well as their circuit breaker and different okay, ikatong part kay yaw ako daghan di kay electrical. Okay. For electrical, we have the lighting bulb, the lighting switch, and the convenience outlets, as well as we take into account the electrical tape. So for each roll or each piece or each set, there is a corresponding unit price. So again, we only multiply that to the quantity to get the total price. Similar to, the same way we get the total price for the manpower for electrical and electrical installation. You have the electrician, the foreman, and the laborer. And again, there are no equipments needed or no equipments purchased, hand tools purchased for the electrical installation. So that's it for the bill of quantities for the duplex. Now we move to the master schedule. So based from the master schedule, we can see that the paintings of ceilings and wallings started fourth month, the first week of fourth month. So let's zoom this up. The duplex duration is for 6 months, and the paintings started 5th month, while the doors and windows are installed or initially to be installed on the 2nd week of the 1st month. So we have to take into account the doors and windows first, and the paintings of the ceilings and wallings, and then lastly the electrical installation, which was done 5th month on the 2nd week. So you can't it's not really the steps, like we have to prepare first the building before we install the electrical or the wirings aspect of the building. So for the duplex, for the 6-month duration, the electrical installation started on the 2nd week of the 5th month. So for here, the timeline, it is reasonable since there is only Huh? Wala na ako nag-record nga part do. Like, wala na ako nag-research. Okay, kato balik. So, for the timeline, it is 6 months. And given that the master schedule has already taken into account all the needed materials or all the installation and the materials, and all the installation. Balik-balik. So for the master schedule, given that there is a duration of 6 months and the scheduling for the installation and the materials to be purchased is already taken into account for the duration of 6 months, we can say that it is reasonable, and yeah, that's it for my part on the paintings of ceilings and wallings, the doors and windows, and the electrical installation or the wiring and the lighting aspect of the duplex for the finals project that we have acquired, the plans that we have acquired for the finals project. Thank you.
So good day to everyone. I am Kezia Zerna and I'm going to talk about the item number 14 of the duplex project, and for the materials of the item number 14, which is the concrete pouring of 0.075 meters thick ground floor, includes backfilling of suitable soil and compaction up to 95% with matting rebars at 60 centimeters in both ways. So these are the materials, which includes the rubber-coated cotton gloves, suitable backfiling materials, Portland cement, fuel for bagger mixer, gasoline fuel for plate compactor. So these are its quantity, its unit price, and its labor cost, or its total cost. So to get the total cost, we have to multiply its quantity and its unit cost, and wherein we will get this total cost. So for the item number 15, we have the tile works of flooring and kitchen sink. And these are its materials: tiles for flooring, tile trim, tiles for kitchen sink, screen wash sand, Portland cement, tile adhesive, tile grout, 4 inches diameter diamond cutter disc. And these are its quantity, its unit price, and its total cost. So same process as before. To get the total cost, we need to multiply its quantity and its unit price. So for the item number 16, we have the toilet and septic vault. So we have CHB, cord bars, ply wire, plywood, gravel, wash sand, Portland cement, toilet wall, tile adhesive, tile grout, diamond cutter disc, water closet, lavatory, PVC pipe fittings, and tile trim. So here are its quantities and also its unit cost and its total cost, which is quantity multiplied to its unit cost. So the source of these unit costs are from a hardware in CDO and in El Salvador. So we will proceed to the equipments used for items number 14 to 16. So here, the same labor, same laborers are part of item number 14 to 16, which are foreman, mason, or carpenter, and laborer. So here are the quantity of, like, the number of foreman, the number of mason or carpenter, and the number of laborer are in this column. And here are their price, or like rate, and this column is for their number of days in working. And these are its total cost. So to get this total cost, we need to multiply the quantity of the workers and the rate and the number of days that they will work. So here are this column is the total cost for the labor cost. So we will now proceed to the equipments used. So for the item number 14, we have here grinding and cutting equipment rentals for 2 days, concrete bagger mixer equipment rental, plate compactor equipment rental. And for the item 15, we have also the grinding and cutting equipment rental and the concrete bagger mixer equipment rental. Same with item number 16. So these are the quantity and their unit and their price. So to get the total cost, we also have to multiply this column and this column to get the total cost. So for the master schedule of items number 14 to 16, we have here item number 15, the tile works for flooring and kitchen sinks started in the 4th week of the first month up to the 1st week of the 6th month. And for the item number 14, the concrete pouring, we started from 1st week of the 4th month and ended up in the 4th week of the 5th month. By the way, the whole duration of the project is 6 months. So for the toilet and septic vault, we started in the 3rd week of the 2nd month up to the 4th week of the 6th month. And the duration of the project is reasonable since the project was done efficiently on time.